evening, televiewers. This is the 7 p.m. English newscast on Info Television. Our headlines. The Cameroun Mining Company, during a press briefing in Yaoundé, reaffirmed the steady advancement of the Mbalam oil. And in this newscast, we shall equally look at the fact that the Finasco League A game for the Fundi Divisional Committee kicked off on December 10, 2025. Those were our top stories. Details in a jiffy. Welcome back. As you heard in one of our lead stories, the Cameroun Mining Company, during a press briefing in Yaoundé, reaffirmed the steady advancement of the Mbalem oil project, announcing a significant on-site progress and growing industrial engagement. This is as the long-awaited mining renders into an execution phase. Phillips Enchi tells us more.
In a press briefing on December 11, 2025 at the headquarters of the Cameroun Mining Company in Yaoundé, the Director of Administration and Public Relations, Patrick Chowa, representative of the General Director of the Cameroun Mining Company, Ohong Wenqiang, disclosed the company's effort in bringing to limelight the Mbalam open pit iron ore project as work continues with over 140 workers working permanently on the site. Machines are running, infrastructures are rising, teams are working on daily basis, while industrial partners are on duty. The Cameroun Mining Company is working tirelessly while collaborating with partners for a successful realization of the project. The Mbalam project is rooted in the partnership agreement signed on February 2022, covering the construction of a railway line linking Mbalam to Kribi, as well as the development of a mineral terminal at the Kribi Autonomous Port. Indeed, the Mbalam deposit is meant to develop in collaboration with the neighboring Nabeba deposit in the northeastern Congo. The project, considered a major economic breakthrough for Cameroun, has already seen significant equipment installation. The Mbalam Nabeba mining project goes far beyond iron ore extraction, as it forms a part of a broader economic transformation plan led by the Best Way Finance Consortium and supported by major Chinese partners. The economic projections are highly promising. In terms of fiscal revenue, it is also very promising. The state will earn the sum of $4.3 billion, including $958 million from free carry and $1.31 billion local steel processing. The annual export revenues are estimated at $3 billion, an equivalent to the country's 5% gross domestic product, and it will also boost foreign exchange revenues, improving trade balance and helping reduce budget deficit. The project is expected to generate thousands of jobs and create a solid foundation for the country's economic growth. And 1,800 permanent jobs during operation, and also 20,000 indirect jobs will be created. Environmental protection measures have been put in place to safeguard wildlife and support the country's efforts in combating climate change. The environmental measures that has been taken includes the creation of a nursery of over 200,000 seedlings for reforestation, the continuous planting of trees, the protection of wildlife, and more. The Cameroun Mining Company is now calling on Cameroonians to take ownership of the initiative, emphasizing the Mbalam project is not just a mining venture, but a source of national and continental pride.
In a bid to revolutionize inclusive education, teachers from across Cameroon's central region converged at Yaounde's Nkondongo Complex School for a two-day capacity building workshop. The activity equipped them with the skills to create a more inclusive and effective learning environment. Mimi Tiobo tells us more.
For 2 days, educators and chalk tappers took part in a workshop program to deliberate on schools for inclusive teaching professionals. The meeting took place at Nkondongo School Complex in Yaoundé, the central region.
L'atelier que nous tenons depuis hier est une instruction du ministre de l'Éducation de base.
The workshop that started yesterday is an instruction from the Minister of Basic Education, Professor Laurent Serge, who asked us that we come and strengthen the capacity of schools directors and teachers on the type of identification of people with specific need within and outside the school, and to strengthen the capacity of these directors, school directors and teachers on the management of inclusive education.
Directeur d'école et enseignant sur la gestion d'une classe inclusive.
During the workshop, teachers from several departments of the central region strengthened their capacity on inclusive teaching under the leadership of Yves Placide Adela, Deputy Director of Primary Education at the Ministry of Basic Education.
Toutes les écoles inclusives accueillent normalement.
All inclusive schools normally welcome all children with special needs, including those with disabilities. So, those being held in the central region today will also be held in other regions so that all teachers can be strengthened.
Les mêmes se tiendront dans les autres régions pour que tous les enseignants soient renforcés.
While waiting for the lessons to be implemented in the field, the chalk professionals continues to acquire knowledge.
And still in education, the Minister of Basic Education, Professor Laurent Serge Etundingwa, who also doubles as the President of the Steering Committee for the Performance-Based Financing Education Project, has chaired the 4th ordinary session and extraordinary sessions of the Steering Committee. The events that took place in Yaoundé saw the presence of all the stakeholders. Details in this report.
The project aims to boost performance and efficiency in managing public primary schools. Specifically, it seeks to improve the education system via financial incentives, empower local actors to solve school issues, and channel funds to schools tackling challenges like access, teaching quality, and governance. Opening the workshop for the 4th ordinary and extraordinary sessions of the said steering subcommittee this December 10, 2025, in the presence of the Secretary General of the Ministry of Basic Education, Dr. Daniel Adams Oyono, and the Director of Financial and Material Resources, Dr. Alain Mathieu Dogo Ejan, who also serves as the head of the project, Professor Laurent Serge Etundingwa, Minister of Basic Education, President of the Steering Committee of the Performance-Based Financing Education Project, known as PBF, urged stakeholders to embrace this approach as a performance tool.
C'est le lieu pour moi d'inviter l'unité de coordination et de gestion.
It's time I invite the coordination and management unit and the PBF technical cell to do everything to pay outstanding bonuses owed to schools and field actors before the end of this school year. Let's avoid delays by diligently processing payments to PBF stakeholders on the ground. Ensure the project's ownership by its implementers. To do that, they need support and capacity building. Finally, step up monitoring of the PBF implementation to correct any shortcomings found. The coordinator of the Cameroon Education Reform Support Program, known as PAREC, highlighted progress and 2026 plans.
This is the system that each school receive allowances from Cameroon Education Reform Support Project, and this utilization directly by school so that you don't use to pass through different decentralized structure from the Ministry of Basic Education. So now you have 5,240 schools. So we want to have more than 30,000 schools.
It should be noted that with significant progress made, all partners need to smooth out difficulties tied to external actors, draw lessons, and take urgent measures for the project's smooth functioning.
And the Zakaria Tane Forum for Excellence Awards, a program that will run for 4 days, opened this Thursday at the Yaoundé Multipurpose Sports Complex. The event saw the presence of national and international educators. Mimi Tiobo attended the opening session and compiled this report.
Celebrating individuals who have distinguished themselves through academic excellence and commitment. This is the objective of the Zakaria Standing Forum for Excellence Award, a 4-day program that started on December 11, 2025 at the Yaoundé Multipurpose Sport Complex. The ceremony was a masterful blend of music, dance, and celebration, showcasing the richness of culture and excellence. This event celebrates excellence in secondary and university education, research, innovation, and entrepreneurship, both national and internationally. This year, it honors outstanding professors and exceptional students who achieve national recognition in exams like the Baccalaureate, Probatoire, and JCE. The prizes awarded to these great minds and professors varies from 25,000 to 2 million CFA francs.
I've published over 180 papers in international journals of repute, following my father's footsteps, and I intend to win the Nobel Prize and this is just the first step, and of course we plan to make this prize bigger than the Nobel Prize. Something from Africa. You know, we always depend on things that come from the West, but this is a man who studied in Africa and who excelled in Africa and from Africa and got a Doctor of Science, which means that excellent science can come from Africa. And why not? When God is with you, everything works.
So what about your feeling concerning the prize?
I'm happy. It's good to have a nice influx of honor and cash into your pocket, so that's a nice. I'm very, very happy.
The joy and excitement of students at receiving recognition for their hard work and achievement was a thrilling experience.
I'm so grateful. I'm grateful to God, to my school, to the Zakaria Foundation, to my parents, to my friends, to my teachers, all of them. I'm so thankful. They've done so much for me, and I can't do this interview without mentioning them. I praise the Lord for everything.
And I thank Zakaria Foundation to give me this award.
The Zakaria Standing Forum for Excellence Award ceremony was a resounding success, celebrating academic excellence and commitment among students and professors.
And away from that, the renovation and extension of the passenger terminal at the Douala International Airport is set to move forward with all architectural studies and projects filed approved by experts and partners of the Cameroun Airport Company SA. This was confirmed and approved by the Director General of the Cameroun Airport Company SA in the person of Thomas Oona Asuma. Jessica Ndiwum reports.
The renovation and extension of the passenger airfield at Douala International Airport is progressing steadily. All architectural and technical studies have now been validated and approved by experts and partners of Cameroon Airport Company SA. This announcement came at the conclusion of 136th session of the Administration Council of Cameroon Airport Company SA, held recently in Douala. The meeting presided over by Dr. Friston Ntonem, President of the Administration Council, brought together all key stakeholders involved in the project. The project began in 2016 with plans to modernize Douala International Airport, starting with the airside works, which were completed that same year. In 2017, we launched the next phase using a design and build approach, but it failed due to uncertainties, causing delays. We then shifted to the classic procurement method with an open international tender, which required time to fully mature the project. By 2024, all technical preparations were completed, and these were presented during the recent board meeting by Eus Mathies. With all formalities completed, the renovation and extension of Douala International Airport's passenger airfield will begin in the second quarter of 2026, aiming for completion in 2028. The CEO, Thomas Owona Asomo, assured the project will meet all standards. The studies are complete and the council has validated this final stage with a few remarks that the company would integrate before launching a tender to select the contractor. The particularity of this project is that the renovation will take place while the airport remains operational, meaning the work will be carried out progressively. For this reason, the project is expected to last about 2 years. The design features a large woven mesh adorned with a pattern of dots in the colors representing Cameroonian cities and villages, stretching over 240 meters. The upgraded face card promises an enhanced and aesthetically striking appearance. Our goal is to create an airport that is modern, rooted in Cameroon's cultural identity, and fully compliant with international standards. In our architectural proposal, we ensured that the new extensions connect seamlessly with the existing structures. We designed a large city-side face card that will give Douala International Airport a distinctive identity on the global stage. The planned capacity for the renovated terminal ranges from 1 to 5 to 2.5 million passengers.
5 et 2 millions de passagers.
The project cost 95 billion francs CFA, financed by Cameroon Airport Company SA, with technical and financial support from the French Development Agency.
Je dois dire que le projet est entièrement.
This project is being fully executed by Cameroon Airport Company SA using our own resources. The financing comes from two sources: our internal funds and a loan from the French Development Agency. Cameroon Airport Company SA is solely responsible for repayment, as this is a non-sovereign law with no government guarantee. I would also like to thank the State of Cameroon for assuming responsibility for the tax and customs aspect of the project.
Des frais, des taxes et droits de douane.
Experts and partners approving the preliminary project say the renovation of Douala International Airport's passenger terminal will extend the runways, enhance the travel experience for passengers, improve working conditions for staff, and help the airport meet aviation sector demands while supporting economic development. All technical teams and financial partners of Cameroon Airport Company SA are hard at work with a clear focus on meeting project deadlines.
During end-of-year feasts, many families and persons always anticipate to ensure that the moment is spent despite the social context. Are citizens preparing to celebrate like they usually do? Their reactions were captured in the following report.
In less than 3 weeks to Christmas and less than a month to the New Year, the atmosphere seems different from previous festive seasons. The present social context, according to some Yaoundé city dwellers, is making preparations slow as they say standards of living are increasingly high.
This year is really been very difficult. We are living in a time where living standard has risen. Things are not easy. So when we talk of the new year or the festive period, Christmas, many people are not interested because of hard times. For you to feed yourself is not even easy. It's not talk of celebrating. So what are we celebrating when there's no money?
Others say, whatever be the case, the end of year should be celebrated because few make it to this season. We celebrate because persons who make it to the end of the year are few. So if God has given us the grace to be alive this December, why not celebrate and wait for next year? Hopes are high that next year could be better.
So this year, I'm not sure Christmas this year will be the same like last year, honestly, because things are really, really hard. We trust God that maybe next year things will move on well and everything will be okay.
Nevertheless, while some people are choosing to slow down, others plan on feasting big.
And in something else, Afrexim Bank presented two major projects on December 10, 2025 to Minister Henri Eyebe Aissi during a courtesy visit to his ministerial department. The delegation expressed their satisfaction at the end of the hearing and expressed their wish to accelerate other processes. Mimi Tiobo.
A courtesy and walk-in visit was paid by a delegation led by the representative of the African Export-Import Bank, Afrexim Bank, to the Ministry of State Property, Survey and Land Tenure. The delegation was received by the head of this ministerial department, Henri Eyebe Aissi, this Wednesday, 10 December 2025. The head of the mission came to present two major projects that the bank intends to carry out in Cameroon on the behalf of Central Africa.
It
is a visit of courtesy, but also to try to expose the two major projects that Afrexim Bank intends to do at the level of the Republic of Cameroon for the Central Africa country, notably the Tradicental Bank project, which has a set of investments to promote trade like a complex hotel, but also other infrastructures. The project should be recalled. It's expected to generate economic activities to boost trade and make Yaoundé a more attractive business hub. As I said earlier, it will allow us to verify and intensify trade within the country, but also within the regions. So trade, we say, the economic activity. But beyond that, already when it comes to high intensified work, it will therefore do a lot of work. We estimate it to be more than 500,000 employees doing work. At the end of the audience, the delegation expressed satisfaction with the receptions they received. But I can tell you that we are living very assured because we have had all the assurances of the total commitment of the involvement of Mr. Minister. Expectations are high and mainly consist of obtaining the required land spaces within the shortest possible time. The head of the mission expressed his wish to see the process accelerated so that the work can begin.
The FINASCO League A game for the Mfundi Divisional Committee kicked off on December 10, 2025. The ceremony was presided over by the divisional officer of the Yaoundé 3 subdivision in the person of Serge Hervé Biwole-Sal. Let's watch.
It is in this light that the FINASCO League A game for the Mfundi Division was launched. Holding this December 10 at the Government High School Efulan, the different sports disciplines that marked the day included table tennis, handball and others. The principal of the Government High School Efulan, Marie-Nicole Esama Efuba, holds that these sporting activities should be encouraged.
Il va sans dire que le sport occupe une place très importante.
Sport holds a very important place at the Government High School Efulan in the sense that sports develops a certain number of attitudes such as discipline, solidarity, conviviality and others. Because when we are disciplined, it permits us to carry out other activities very well, even when it comes to education. So we understand that sport is very essential even for the learning process of children.
Pour les études même des enfants.
Different schools took part in the games, with the Government High School Efulan taking the lead in handball and table tennis. While presiding over the ceremony, the divisional officer of the Yaoundé 3 subdivision, Serge Hervé Biwolesal, highlighted the importance of these activities in the preparation for the game proper. In his speech, the president of the FENASCO League A game, André Fouda, disclosed the need for learners to flourish in the games.
De l'épanouissement total de nos apprenants.
Making sure our learners flourish in this game is important, especially in the regional level. We think that these activities which we are launching today will enable them get well prepared for the days ahead, even at the national level. Students were equally called upon to break the silence against gender-based violence wherever they find themselves. Singing and dancing also spiced the opening ceremony of the 2025-2026 FENASCO A game.
And that information takes us to the end of tonight's edition. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much for watching and stay in the company of our beautiful programs. Good evening.